The good news is the CS Users Obsession comic studio was privated by something else for unknown reasons that it's not gonna be for real copyrights like anything about those. As we're still talking about for like anything as well, we've seen around here the files were saved like anything else is probably going to be a little bit new again as well. And sometimes that absolutely saved language could be the Italian language as well, including the commercial that I just made. What I'm not going to be thinking about here. Especially, it's another feature that I wouldn't able to be added for something here about automotive, like those things as well. So, there will be RVs again. And this is not what I never going to be thinking of anyways as well. Now let's get right into something ridiculous as well. So, I totally that we're not going to be thinking about here. It was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Alright, this is going to be a little bit weird and something a little bit funny as well. Sometimes we're going ahead here, and probably it should be for some sort of like the in-game for something as well. This is a note that this only until part 5, not all characters are included yet, and this includes spoilers. Probably it was owned by Hirokiyo. It was owned by Hirokiyo Araki. So probably this is going to be for one thing that any kinds of things, like probably these guys or something, we're putting on dark mode and seeing this. So what I ever seen this is really ridiculous as hell. And sometimes even the backgrounds like this would not be the same as well. These background images are probably from anime versions, I think. Or maybe just it's going to be for this. Especially using for studio crossovers, would it be actually for some other kinds of names? There's Jonathan, there was all the characters like anything as well. Sometimes every picture from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures wiki fandom like this would be absolutely enormous. So some sort of like the famous things like even crazy effects. This is one of the iconic effects like even this. And the title screen over here, probably there must be a little bit more. And more just like that. So it's pretty more just like for some kind of face. And a hat. Overall, that must be a little bit pretty more, as I'll be seeing the user comics. This is totally getting a little bit funny as well when we seeing this iconic moment. We'll not go into tell about the facts before we continue this video, because I probably using for some browsing comics without further ado until I won't able to be showing up again in the end of this video. So that must be a Jonathan cookie around here. And first in another, what is gonna be for this thing as well. So I won't be able to be saying for this. And it's going to be Jonathan Cookie. So this is going to be for the Julie's Bizarre Art Adventures by some of the kinds of this guy anyway. So it was back in multiple years like this. I wouldn't be able to say for some kind of like this could be for about, even though that must be for some kind of multiple arts, including April Fools, like whenever it's going all the way down here into the first thing. I gotta be headed all the way down here. I'm not going to be thinking about them as well. And I don't want to get around for the filthy painting as well. So head all the way down here. So this is going to be exactly how it's going to be work for some sort of like this. Until before he made JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, I never gonna be even explained around here for something as well. So it was back in then, back in early years, like since January 2nd, 2025. I can't believe this isn't what I actually tried to find out as well. Sometimes I would be able to say there's absolutely going to scroll all the way down, all the way for some sort of like this, until we're headed down to Mango Graham Cookie. Even though they sketching around for the female like this, even that turns into the April Fools and becomes Cream Unicorn Whipped Coffee Cookie Magical Dream or like this. Even though Whipped Unicorn Coffee Cookies turn into like this. Whipped Unicorn Cookie that turns into this one. What a kind of surprising whatever it does, since that earlier in this year. So, right over down here, it was not going to be in the end of the road. So, he definitely created something, but I'm not sure. That must be for some kind of like the 8 days ago. So, Jonathan Cookie was absolutely created. But overall, that I'm not gonna head all the way down here further. So, right there in this bottom, would be saying for this thing as well, sometimes it was absolutely going to be in the bottom. Thankfully that will be it, and I should be able to get back into this one. So this is absolutely for some kind of a little creative. Now let's get right back here into this website until I'm gonna be finishing this for an hour. Once I click one of the comic creators, the whole background appears throughout the entire screen like this. Even though whatever that I'm going to be using, the pizza tower, that I'm just going to find out. So, definitely add some of the characters and other kinds of stuff. Even though that must be the characters from Ultra Kill, and even two Chinese cookies around over here. Especially, you may see that golden cheese cookie is fighting down the Minotaur and 1000 THR. Even though the V1 is absolutely fighting for glory for one thing as well, attacking the Cerebus and the Mind Flayer as well. Sometimes they're absolutely going to take down all the enemies from this place like anywhere it does. Because this is not going to be for some kind of concept over here. Even for some kind of police chase over here, that gangbangers, that the gangs have fighting against the policemen's over here into the west, sometimes the V2 did an actually scary thing, whatever that it does. The Grand Mountaineer could be able to be chased by 1000 THR or the Minotaur, and so on for some kind of this cookie yelled out that sometimes that Earl Grey cookie was absolutely a little bit confusing, but leaving the car behind, the brown Buick LaCrosse, the Mercury Grand Mountaineer could be chased anyway. Sometimes I wasn't able to be added some kind of things. I definitely using Cookie Run characters overall, nothing instead of the characters like these. And we're about to find out where the user comics that I just going to find out. And once I just try to find something else, this is where for some kind of the weirdest things have just gotten on. For like anywhere that I just try to find out. So nothing over here is going on around here. And especially that I don't know, for one thing that he just tried to possibly do. So, I mean, that croissant cookie was completely afraid of. And definitely that was it. And probably what it was that I just going to do. So since I added already quickly as well, and even the backgrounds of course, like themselves, I won't be able to make another one. Another one would be going to do like anything as well that I just try to say. The link is going to be in the description below, and that must be for multiple comics that you're going to be finding out. You can browse any comics whenever you want to the description of the main website. And of course, that will be it as well. And so, thanks for watching and for your support. And I'm going to be signing off, and I'll talk to you mini lads and comic studio users all later. and you might going to have fun with those things. By using crossovers, you might going to be using for the icon thing whenever you do. This is going to be insanely crazy funny, but I'm not very sure it was not funny enough, of course. And so on. Thanks again, and have a nice mini lad day overall. That I have missed, like, anyways, for some kind of the National Avocado Day, which means the last day of the month could be back on July, and thankfully that will be it as well.